patriot of all time. Finally, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
There really is no other choice.
Super Tom.
There's no debate to really be had.
Tom, 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 Tom.
Best ever. Ever.
I love
you know that. Ever.
I love you, but I love
that. Ever.
To be number one on a list like this, you have to be wicked good. Tom Brady owns nearly every team passing record, from touchdowns in a game
6 touchdown passes for Brady
to touchdowns in a season.
Brady fires it down the right sideline and caught for Tom Brady. Touchdown pass number 50.
To touchdowns in a career.
He's the franchise.
Just another day at the office.
He's the greatest quarterback ever to live on this earth. He's won 4 Super Bowls in the modern day era with the salary cap. Tommy's number 1.
Top 100 players list every year. He's top 5, despite the fact that he's 38 years old.
Our top patriot of all time got his start in 2001 when New England's then franchise quarterback Wally Pipp, Drew Bledsoe, took a faithful run.
Mo Lewis with a tough hit on Bledsoe.
Tom Brady owes Mo Lewis. I owe Mo Lewis. There's Mother's Day and then there's Mo Lewis Day. Make sure you send your flowers.
Even though Drew Bledsoe was a $100 million quarterback, Tom Brady changed what it means to be a franchise quarterback in New England and to be a New England Patriot.
Rise up! Hey, take it to another level, right?
His ability to get everyone to buy in as a leader, to be able to get an extraordinary level of performance, those are the things that make him the perfect Patriot.
Let's go, fellas! Time to roll!
In training camp, I was never more motivated to snap the ball well so much in my life. He would look at me and say, all right, Ross, me and you, great snap first, let's do it. All right, Tom, I will. It'll be my best snap ever, Tom, let's do it.
Foxborough loves Tom Brady.
He's the Bay Area boy and has a glamour to his lifestyle, and yet the blue-collar, hardcore New England fan has embraced him as one of their own.
Tom Brady, overrated.
I love the Tom Brady haters. Yeah, I guess I'll bring up Deflategate.
Now you're going to bring up this crap and you're going to try to discredit our Tommy. That's not going to happen.
His legacy is still secure. The people who love him even more now, and the people who didn't like him are just going to double down on that dislike.
Best quarterback in football. Tell me what you're looking for in terms of a top quarterback. You want stats? Brady's got stats.
Tom Brady, touchdown pass number 50, an NFL record.
You want Super Bowl wins? He's got as many as anybody.
A 4th Lombardi trophy is headed to one Patriot place.
You want a good-looking wife? He's got that. Tell me what you want to be the best quarterback ever, and Tom Brady has it.
Here we go, from the top.
If you're young enough, you could be like, oh, they based Steve Rogers off Tom Brady. This is like Captain America before the super serum.
A 6th-round pick in the 2000 draft.
You just want to throw so you can get on TV, huh?
Yeah. Tom Brady got our 2 slot by becoming an NFL superhero. A 2-time league MVP, Brady ranks among the top 5 all-time in passing yards, completions, and touchdowns.
Touchdown! And the Patriots win in overtime!
That's a hell of a way to go, brother! Way to make it!
He wins year after year with this revolving door cast of receivers and people around him.
It's kind of just like a laundry list of owls. You're just like, who?
We're going to make some plays.
When you have Tom Brady, it doesn't matter who else you have. He's gonna crush it.
We need a big championship drive. That's what we need.
Brady has won some 200 games and counting in the regular season, but the postseason is where he's become a legend.
Tom Brady just won't quit.
He's broken every playoff record, most games, most yards, most touchdowns. He's played in 6 Super Bowls.
Fires back to the end zone. Touchdown, New England!
What do you tell your family? Like, just let you guys know, don't plan any vacations till February, because January I'm busy.
For a future Hall of Famer, Brady's early life in football was a constant struggle for recognition.
I'd like to introduce my starting quarterback from this past season, Tom Brady. If any colleges or coaches are interested in seeing more of Tom, we have a whole list of past plays that you can sort of look over the 10-game period of last season.
I never played football until my freshman year, and as a freshman, I was the backup quarterback on a team that was 0-8.
The team didn't score a touchdown, and he wasn't deemed good enough to play one offensive play as a quarterback.
The only reason why I played my sophomore year was because the kid who was the freshman quarterback stopped playing because I'm not playing football anymore. So I was like, I guess I'm going to play. And I always had a decent arm, but I just really took to the game.
Brady never developed into a blue-chip recruit, but he caught the attention of the maize in blue. The University of Michigan opened its doors to him.
There were 7 guys on the depth chart when I got there. Scott Dreisbach, who was the year ahead of me, Brian Greasy, who was a year ahead of that. Jason Carr was going into his 5th year. Scott Loeffler was this highly recruited quarterback out of Ohio. I remember being out there the first day of practice and being like, man, I'm better than these guys. Now, of course I wasn't, but just that was always my attitude.
Come on, Brady and Greasy, hurry up.
By his sophomore season, Brady was pushing number 14, senior Brian Greasy, for the starting job.
Greasy and Tommy were tied. I mean, they were neck and neck. No one knew who was going to start, and Coach Carr's thing was always the tie goes to the upperclassmen. I remember Tommy being a little, mad about that and thought about transferring and thought about going back home to Cal or something like that.
He came back the next day. He sat down right in front of my desk. He said, Coach, I'm not going to leave, and I'm going to prove to you that I'm the best quarterback. There's no question, as I looked into his eyes, he had a goal in mind, and he was not going to be denied.
In his junior year, Brady started every game and won 10 of his final 11. But to remain the starter his senior season, he would have to fend off sophomore Drew Henson. Before even coming to Michigan, Henson was a state hero, a two-sport phenom for a high school 20 miles outside of Ann Arbor.
He probably was the most highly touted athlete to come to Michigan, at least in my memory.
You know, he has incredible talents. I mean, faster than I was, stronger, quicker, more elusive, better arm.
This guy has, they say, can't miss written all over him. Lloyd Carr said, I've never been around a guy that has this much potential.
At the start of Brady's senior season, the tight quarterback battle did not automatically go to the upperclassmen.
Who's our starting quarterback? What time's the game? 3:30? You'll see then.
Coach Carr said, all right, Tom, you're going to start the games. Drew's going to play the second quarter games, and then we're going to decide, who plays after that. He thought he had 2 good quarterbacks, wanted to play them both, and he said he was going to go with the hot hand.
We had a chance to talk to some NFL personnel, and this one director of player personnel said he understood why Michigan is continuing to try to get Henson more and more opportunities to go out there and get experience because his upside is so much higher than Tom Brady's. And I said, yeah, but Brady's the guy with the experience. He's the captain. 10 wins last year. He said, yeah, but he doesn't play Henson. He's got a problem because then Henson's going to go and he's going to go play baseball.
Tommy was a clear cut. He was the captain of that team. He was the leader of the team, and he was the best quarterback on that team, bar none. Ask any guy on that team.
With Carr juggling the quarterbacks, Michigan won its first 5 games. But against Michigan State, the Wolverines got in a 17-point hole with Henson. And Brady was asked to dig them out of it.
Pump fake going to the corner. Terrell is open. Touchdown, Michigan.
Brady threw for 241 yards in the final 18 minutes and nearly brought Michigan back. After a 307-yard performance the following week, the quarterback competition was over.
Brady really separated himself the way he played. And that's when I decided Brady was going to be the quarterback and Drew was going to be the backup.
Against Penn State, Michigan trailed by 10 in the final minutes.
Middle's open, reaches for the touchdown, Michigan.
And the legend of the comeback kid was born.
Throws it, get it, touchdown, Tom Brady leads the Wolverines back.
There's no greater leader in intercollegiate athletics than Tom Brady. He's handled his difficult coaching decision this year in a way that only enhanced his stature among his teammates and all those people who love Michigan.
Brady's finest collegiate performance was still to come, the Orange Bowl.
It's the last time I'd take the field as a Wolverine. We got down in the game 14-0 and came back and tied it 14-14. We got down 28-14 in the second half, came back and made it 28-28. We went to overtime, and I ran a bootleg and threw it to Sean Thompson.
Sets up, fires across the middle. His tight end's got it. Sean Thompson, touchdown.
They scored to make it 35-34, and they kicked the extra point and missed the extra point. We won in overtime.
Make no mistake, Tom Brady carried us through that game.
The Alabama game in my experience at Michigan, is as fine a performance at quarterback as anybody ever had.
Tom Brady, 6-time Super Bowl champion, the 199th overall pick in the 2000 draft out of Michigan, has had a storybook career. He is a 3-time MVP.
Got locked in now, laser focus.
A 4-time Super Bowl MVP.
They have completed the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Nobody's ever won more Super Bowls. Nobody's ever been better.
Congrats, man.
Awesome. You too, man. Yeah, I love you.
Way to go. Love you too, man.
And yes, he joins us right here at NFL Films. Good to see you, Tom Brady.
Hi, Rich. Good
Congrats
to see you,
on the 100, the NFL 100 all-time team spot.
Well, it's pretty amazing. I think you look at all the names and so many of the guys that I looked up to over the years that were my idols and heroes. And you know, I love everyone that supported me and really challenged me, especially Coach, to be the best I could be. And I'm glad I'm sitting here, but I'm glad I'm still doing it too.
And it started with an oh-so-sexy combine picture. Can you imagine, Rich, from that picture all the way to where he is today?
It's the damn internet. I mean, I could have tore up one picture and you'd never see that again. But you know, it's actually a great thing for me to see because it reminds me of where I started. And you know, we all have our story. And I started a place, and I always felt I was looking up at everybody, and I felt like I was looking up at everybody in high school and in college, and certainly when I started in the pros. And you know, through a lot of help and a lot of support, I just learned, and I kept trying to get a little bit better and a little bit better and keep growing and keep evolving, and I still feel like I'm trying to do that today.
Nobody knows this better than you do, the journey of what you had in the beginning, and when did you know that he was something a little bit different?
Well, Tom was special his rookie year. Even though he didn't play, his leadership with the other rookies in the class, we had a big rookie class. Tom took them every day after practice and would run them up and down the field in their offensive plays, and was clearly a leader on the field. And then, you know, had a very good training camp in 2001. Kind of the crossroads was in the middle of the 2001 season when we played the Rams. That was the week that Drew had come back, and so I split the reps between Tom and Drew that week. And the Rams beat us in that regular season game on Sunday night.
Warner straight back, sets up, now steps up, fires for the end zone, caught, touchdown Rams.
And I didn't think that was Tom's best game, but in retrospect, I looked at it and thought that it would be hard for anybody to play well, only getting half the reps. So the following week against New Orleans, you know, I said, we're just going with Tom, and he's going to get all the reps, and he's going to play.
That's what Mr. Kraft's paying me to do. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the decisions that I think are the best for the football team. T-E-A-M as in team.
You played very well in that game, and I think that's one of the real trademarks of Tom's career is there've been a couple games along the way where it hasn't been his best, but the next game has always come back and been, you know, an outstanding game. So that was a real turning point, I would say, in that season and ultimately in the evolution of you know, Tom's great career.
Well, it worked out because you won 9 in a row. From that point on, that actually was the right button to push right there.
Yeah, that was our last loss that year, was the Rams game, and you know, wasn't very well coached by me, and so I thought we gave ourselves a lot better chance when we played them a second time around. But you know, that was really right in the middle of the season. There, we were 5-5, could have gone either way, and Tom really came through for us in a big way, starting with that New Orleans game.
Tom, are you aware that he thought you were special, part of the rookie class at the time? Is that news to you right now, or did you know that?
Yes and no. I mean, I think having him putting me on the field, I knew that he was confident in me. And obviously, over a lot of years of playing for him, I realized that he was always going to play, you know, the person that he thought was best for the team. And he'll tell you all the time, it doesn't matter where you come from. You know, I don't give a where you were drafted, how we got you here. You know, you're here to win. And if you're not the best guy, you know, you're not playing. I think that was a great opportunity for me, who's someone who was, you know, a late round pick, and you think, God, that guy's going to get a lot more chances. And, you know, it wasn't the case. He felt like, you know, if you were on the team, you showed it on the practice field, you delivered when it mattered the most, then, you know, you were going to get another shot to get out there and play.
When it mattered the most that year was the Super Bowl. And a lot of people at the end of that game, you guys are winning, then the Rams, greatest show on turf, they are ripping in the fourth quarter, right? This thing is out of control. Everybody's thinking, oh, just go take a knee, get this thing to overtime.
And now with no timeouts, I think that
with the Patriots, with this field position, you have to just run the clock out. You have to play for overtime now.
But you didn't. You put the ball in his hands and came up with the game winner. Did you ever even remotely consider just taking a knee and getting it to overtime?
Well, we started pretty conservatively, and Tom did a good job of managing that game. Got to the J.R. Redmond, he got out of bounds. The big play really was to Troy Brown on under route, and the Rams were in a 3-man rush. Tom made a great read, hit Troy. Troy got out of bounds, and then that really gave us a chance to set it up, and Tom handled the last play perfectly with a little return route to Wiggins, put Adam in position. I felt like, at that point, we're sending our best player on the field, Adam Vinatieri, out to kick a game-winning kick.
And Adam Vinatieri will try to win it with a 47-yard field goal attempt. Set to go, snap, ball down, kick up. Kick is on the way, and it is good! It's good! And the Patriots are Super Bowl champions! The Patriots are Super Bowl champions! Oh, baby!
Put us in that moment.
We had, I think it was a minute 21, right around there, and no timeouts, but we didn't have to go that far. We had to kick a field goal when it was indoor, and, Adam was an incredible player. So, for a quarterback, when you're in that situation, it's usually just one big play, that allows you to, one big chunk, and you've got a good chance. And
but you're a kid in the Super Bowl, and this is the moment that you've thought about your entire life. Yeah. It was just a game?
Well, I went to Michigan. There was 110,000 people in that stadium.
Damn straight you did.
I know. And you know what? In a weird way, I played in my fourth year in college. We played in the Citrus Bowl. We came back and we threw a touchdown pass to win the game. My fifth year, we played Alabama in the Orange Bowl. And, we won in overtime. So I actually kind of felt like, oh, here's another bowl game, that I get a chance to play in. And, it was just kind of, I'm glad I didn't have the perspective of how hard it was to actually win the Super Bowl. I just thought, well, yeah, I won at Michigan, and then I came and I got a chance to play for the Patriots, and we're winning this year. And it just kind of felt like it was a continuation of a lot of things that I had done, but then it really realized how hard it was in about 2010 and 11 after we hadn't won in a lot of years. And I was like, God, I never realized how hard it is to win the Super Bowl. It's hard to get there, and it's so hard to win it because, you're fighting against all the odds. So it was really a magical moment. And I remember seeing Coach the morning after the Super Bowl in New Orleans, and we both got in the limousine. We probably were working off probably not any sleep at all. And he said, None. Tom, just want to let you know you had a pretty good year. And I said, thanks, Coach. And it's been pretty magical ever since.
The number 10 player comeback of all time, Tom Brady in 2009.
First game of the year, season opener, tears his knee up.
Brady's down. He got whacked right on the side of the leg.
If you had him on your fantasy team, then man, you are not happy after that one.
The crowd is holding its collective breath because, let's face it, he's the franchise.
I think it's a good comeback. I don't think that's one of the great comebacks of all time. I was not surprised by the fact that Tom Brady came back and played well.
The guy is so ferociously competitive.
Come on now, fellas! We've got to answer the bell. Now let's go!
The way that he does things and prepares and works, his competitive genes are as good as anybody's.
In 2007, the year before his injury, Tom Brady led one of the most explosive offenses in NFL history.
For Tom Brady, touchdown pass number 50, an NFL record.
As soon as that season happened, you just shrug your shoulders and go, man, I mean, this guy doesn't care about what anybody thinks.
Sammy Morris is in the backfield now. The fake to him. Brady with time. Hit as he throws the ball. That is complete. Randy Moss. And Moss lost the football.
And Tom Brady got hit right on the knee. Tom Brady took a tremendous hit as he released that ball right on his left leg.
And when you see the hit, and when you hear what happened to his knee.
Tom's standing there. He's going to step into it, and right there, his left leg gets flexed.
A guy that gifted and a guy that works that hard, you hate to see something like that happen to him. you just kind of shook your head and said, ah, what a waste. What an absolute waste. He's never going to be the same.
Tom Brady is being helped off with a left knee injury.
If it's up to me, there's no question. So, but those questions aren't always up to me. So, I'm always hoping I'm going to be out there and preparing the same way. And I think I've been getting progressively better over the past couple weeks.
Tom Brady has been around forever. You know, like every time you think that he's gonna be down and out, like he comes back, you can never count him out. I mean, he does in his ACL and then comes back the next season and throws 28 touchdowns and for 4,000 yards.
He came back and he may have even been better than he was before.
Tom Brady has thrown 5 touchdown passes, all here in the second quarter.
He was already good before this, so I don't really know what he's coming back from.
I guess it's a great comeback in the sense that he came back in such tremendous style. If you're weighing it by how good the comeback was, then I guess I see where he fits on this list.
If you thought Brady was going to be rusty, I think the Rust-Oleum is working.
Everybody that has doubted Tom Brady coming back from anything, could be one bad game, a couple of bad games in a row, a knee surgery, he always comes back better.
You're kind of happy that he came back as a player and he's been able to do it. I mean, unbelievable what he's done from that point on.
How about Brady?
Yeah, Tom Brady. Oh, yeah, I ain't get that, did I can say, man, he's a great quarterback. It was just situations where he knew our defense.
You already know what they're going to do. Got all the answers to the test.
He could already tell where we was blitzing from.
Such a great read by Tom Brady.
He had already knew where Mike was and where he was going in the flat.
Brady goes toward the end zone. It is a caught ball. Touchdown. Bucs go right down the field.
For him to do that, man, I feel like he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, man, to ever do it. And they basically stole our chance to go to the Super Bowl. He stole it away from us.
Tampa Bay is heading to the Super Bowl.
I hate you, Tom Brady.
Tom, man, love to hate him, man. Love to hate him, hate to love him.
Tom Brady has been frustrating the league's best for a very, very long time.
Play action fake pass to Gronkowski. Touchdown, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Unbelievable player. He was doing this stuff while I was still in middle school or high school.
And I don't think you can write it any better than what Tom Brady just did for the Buccaneers.
Crazy part is, I think the first Super Bowl he went to, I was 2 years old. Now to see him still doing the same thing he was 20 years later, it's crazy to see.
10 seconds on the clock. Looks toward the right, throws for the caught ball. Is it a touchdown? Yes!
Him being on a new team 1 year and already won a Super Bowl, that's greatness.
Tom Brady, you are the man. You are the GOAT.
It's been very cool to kind of be a part of that Tom Brady, story and that legend that is Tom Brady.
All right, big guy. I had a feeling you figured it out. Congratulations, big guy. That's you, big guy. That's you. Congrats on 7, man.
7 Super Bowl titles is more than any player in NFL history. And actually, it's more than all 32 NFL franchises have won.
Brady looking, throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay Buccaneers!
Lucky number 7 also happens to be Brady's rank on this year's countdown. But it's not just the championships that continue to impress his peers.
What a great throw by Brady.
When he decided to come to us, it was all about, it don't matter, he washed up, can't do this. And we get on the field, and we seeing what type of balls he putting on the receivers.
Tom Brady threw the back shoulder accurately, so Mike Evans just had to turn around into the end zone.
And they lied about Tom Brady because this man's slinging this ball.
Brady throws the deep ball downfield toward Godwin. He makes a diving catch.
And I ain't just saying just throw it far. I'm talking about with accuracy, putting it on his receivers.
Just can't do it any better.
Bro, Brady's fast.
Brady looks, throws a pass, a dart throw.
Tom, he got the mental and he got the ability to make whatever throws he wants.
Perfect throw by Brady.
Tom threw a perfect ball, bro. Wow, that corner is tall. Look, he was falling. And he jumped up, almost got it, but it went right over him.
The play right before halftime against the Packers.
8 seconds remaining. Well, a gamble here, would you not say? In a championship game.
I thought they was about to punt it or kick a field goal. I'm like, nah, just take the shot.
Go for it!
I mean, it wasn't no doubt.
8 seconds, 7 seconds. Brady to throw. Throws a deep pass downfield. Got Scotty Miller in the open. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Brady put the ball right on the money right before the half. Gave us a lot more momentum.
I seen him throw another ball to Scotty, too, against the Raiders, and that was pretty, oh, my God. Still got that beautiful deep ball, man. It's amazing to see.
Scotty Miller. Great throw by Brady.
It's a 4.2 goal. I'm on flat scale, but flat scale, that might have been a B-. I don't know if that was 6 inches short.
He putting it where it needs to be as a 43-year-old quarterback. I mean, that's the most impressive thing I ever seen besides his IQ.
We're playing the Panthers in Carolina. And I just had an out route, a 10-yard out route. The ball's on time. As soon as you come out your break, you catch it right on the sideline. But he had some pressure or something where he couldn't get it off in time.
He's trying to throw it to Godwin, but the throw was affected by a defender.
So when I first saw the ball come out of his hands, I was like, there's no way he's throwing that to me. You know what I mean? There's no, why would he do that? So he actually threw a back shoulder out route.
And it actually went behind the defender up the field.
I mean, I've never caught one of those before. I've never seen it. It kind of stepped back behind a DB and caught it. I'm like, man, that's so impressive to even think to do that and trust that I'm going to react how I need to.
Godwin able to make the adjustment and the catch.
There's little stuff like that, man. He's so smart.
Tom, he definitely didn't lose a step, man. He still got that edge to him, and that's exactly why he led us to the Super Bowl.
Our best, right here!
You heard guys in that locker room talk about how he made them believe, how he gave them that last push to get over the top. And I think that speaks volumes.
Those toward the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. We're the champions of the world.
Way to go, Brady! Unbelievable.
Yeah, if you look at the overall impact of what a guy did for a team, I don't know if you can put much above him.
Big man, I love you. Greatest all time, man. Thank you so much. That's what we wanted.